What is going on YouTube? Chop Celery here, and in today's video I'm going to be reviewing my combo king / queen Templar build in Dragon Age Inquisition, specifically for a nightmare difficulty run. So in the build video I'm going to review the skills that I picked out. I'm going to point out some of the more vital passives that I feel like should be picked up for this build, and then I'll explain my rotation. Without further ado, let's just jump right into it. So for the specialization tree, I would really recommend that you pick up all of the points in the Templar tree. Templars are very good at buffing their allies, improving their survivability. So I would never recommend trying to play or do anything solo as a Templar, just because they're more so support DPS kind of oriented. In terms of the upgrades, though, for the 3 skills, so Spell Purge, I always picked up the 600% weapon damage, and then I pick up Lights in the Shadow for Blessed Blades. So whenever you have Blessed Blades on, attacking enemies is going to actively reduce the cooldowns for Spell Purge and Wrath of Heaven, which is going to be our main combo. Okay, and then for Wrath of Heaven, I just chose more damage and a longer stun duration, because stunned, that status effect, is really what we're going to be trying to prime as much as we can so we can set off combinations. So, okay, so that is for the Templar tree. For Vanguard, so just in terms of generating guard and being more defensive, I really only pick up 2 skills here that I use. I do pick up Warcry, but I don't use it. I use Charging Bull and Livid. Livid just gives you more guard and damage reduction. With the upgrade that I have, you gain guard, but Livid is just good to reduce the incoming damage you may take. So because we're going to be going and running into the fray, this is what I felt like just good defensive ability to have. Charging Bull, that's what we use to close the distance, and then I feel like the most important upgrade for this tree, if you're going to pick up Charging Bull, is Gore and Trample. So after you finish your charge, your next ability isn't going to cost you any stamina. So that's really just good stamina management and kicking off your rotation the right way. So for the Battlemaster Tree, I do pick up Grappling Chain just in case my Charging Bull is on cooldown and I need to close the distance. Crippling Blows, it's okay. But the main passive that I feel is very important is this Coup de Grace. Or Coup de Grace, excuse me. You'll deal more damage against enemies that are stunned or knocked down. So because this build is really going to rely on stunning enemies to set up a combo, they're going to take 30% more damage once you have this passive. And then the Two-Handed Tree, Mighty Blow, that's one of my go-tos. And the upgrade I have on here is just, it's going to cost less stamina and it's going to deal more damage. I don't have Block and Slash on, but I pick it up just so I can get to Pommel Strike, which is the next ability. I do pick up every critical hit, reduces the cooldown times, so that's not that bad. But Pommel Strike, this is going to end up stunning our enemies. So again, it's another setup move. It's a primer for a combo. And then the upgrade I have is Lightning Jab. So it does more damage and it has a shorter cooldown time, so I can use it more. And then the only other passive I pick up that I think is pretty good is Guard Smasher. So you're going to do more damage to guard, which I feel like, especially if we're going to be up close and personal with this type of build, that's pretty good passive to have. So those are the skills that I have selected for this build, as well as like some of those passives. So in terms of rotation, if I need to close the distance, but there's more than 1 or 2 enemies, I will always use Charging Bolt. And then because I don't have a cooldown or doesn't cost any stamina, I'll use Blessed Blades to increase the damage output for all those that are within the area of effect. And then I'll do Wrath of Heaven, followed by Spell Purge. Wrath of Heaven stuns the enemy. It'll actually put a physical debuff on them, stunning them. And Spell Purge is a magical detonator, so we can actually do a cross-class combo. Just we're priming it and detonating it ourselves, so that's pretty powerful. It does high spirit damage as well. So that's one setup that I have. Depending also if there's an enemy that's like one-on-one, and you don't want to use Wrath of Heaven just because it's a larger AoE kind of attack. You can use Shield Pommel, which is it'll stun them. They'll take a decent amount of damage, and then you can also do Spell Purge. So the Pommel Strike does the physical stun, and then the Spell Purge does the magical detonator. So that is just two ways I found that you can, depending on the situation, you can obviously choose which one you want to do. Also, our Mighty Blow, which is our main area of effect, kind of physical smash attack, it also can detonate, like so in case an enemy is frozen in ice, or gosh, I believe if they're asleep and you do this actually will detonate. I believe it ruptures them. So there's three kind of combos we can help out with. Two that we set up by ourselves, and then the third is if something is primed, and then we can detonate it. So now, I appreciate you all watching this part. The second half of the video I'm actually going to show you in real time without commentary, just so you can see how effective this build is. Alright, just give me 1 second.
Haven't heard anything from the plane, have you? be the last of them.
I'm guessing that was the man in charge.
We've struck a blow against the free men.
Good riddance to bad rubbish.